When I first came to this village, I had no idea that it would be the beginning of the end for me. It all started when I got lost while driving from one city to another. On my way, I came across a small, deserted village that was not marked on any map. And I thought, why not stop for the night? The village looked like it was from another time, as if it had been frozen like an invisible frame from a black and white movie. Low, sagging houses, scraggly trees, and a few straight streets that stretched to the horizon, where everything merged into the fog. The air here was heavy, as if it was hard to breathe. I stopped at a local coffee shop because there was no other place to eat. The entrance was almost invisible, an old wooden door that barely moved in the light wind. Inside was a strange silence. Behind the bar stood a young woman with pale skin that resembled an old canvas, looking at me seriously. "What can I get you?" she asked. Her voice sounded like she was not used to living people. I couldn't answer right away because there was something in her eyes that was disturbing. She looked as if she knew more about me than I wanted to. I said I wanted coffee. She picked up a cup, handed it to me, and slowly went back to work as if I were invisible. While I drank my coffee, I watched her movements. She was strangely focused, but not in the way that people who work non-stop do. Her eyes couldn't stay on any object. They slid all over the interior of the coffee shop, as if looking for something that wasn't there. "Are you here for long?" she suddenly asked. I replied that I was planning to stay overnight. "You won't stay here for long, boy. Time takes everything, even those who come here." Her words didn't make sense, but I didn't ask because I felt something had changed. The silence became even heavier. There was no air in the room as usual. I heard footsteps, but didn't see anyone. I looked at the clock. It was 3:17. I couldn't understand how it happened that more than 2 hours had passed so quickly, even though it seemed like I had only been here for a few minutes. The woman noticed me looking at my watch in confusion. "Time here is not what you think it is. It flows in its own way," she said, and I suddenly realized that her voice had become even more alien than before. I got up and decided to go outside. I couldn't stay here any longer. Something was wrong. As soon as I stepped out the door, I immediately felt the air become even thicker, even heavy. The town did not look like I remembered it. The streets seemed to have changed. I couldn't find the place I came from. The houses looked the same, and all the roads led to one point that led nowhere. And then I saw him, a man standing on the street corner. He didn't move, just looked at me. His gaze was as deep as dark water. I was filled with a strange fear, but I could not look away. His footsteps were too quiet. He didn't approach, didn't make any movements, but I felt that with every breath I took, he was getting closer. I turned away, decided to turn back, but found that I was already being followed. And there was no one, just a look, the same man whose gaze was now in my head. I screamed and ran, not thinking that the faster I ran, the more impressed I was with what was happening. The street was as foggy as before, but I saw the villages as if they had fallen out of time, like a reflection. I couldn't find a way out, and the more I tried, the more the doors, houses, and streets became confusing. With every step I took, I felt weaker. My legs would not obey me, and the air was getting colder and colder, until I fell to the ground, choking on fear and cold. And then I saw it. In the darkness behind me, a huge black face appeared. So familiar, but even more terrifying, and tears were flowing from its eyes. They were the tears of someone who had died long ago. I realized that this horror would never leave me. They have already come for me. So if you ever see this village on a map, don't stop. Just drive past.